Hello, is anyone else online? I can see only myself and some four viewers apparently. I don't know who they are. Let's see if you guys can read the chat. Hello. Okay, hello Hamad. Oh, hi. What's up? Oh, hello. Hi Adia. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio fine? Oh, cool. Just a disclaimer, I don't really have a plan for today. Oh, uh, I am good, Hamad. How are you? I'm just trying to see how feasible this might be for I don't know, perhaps a lecture, which I can stream first and then I could upload it on the website, just like I upload recorded lectures. If I do it this way, this might give me a chance to get some live feedback from you people, like here in the chat. So this would be live and recorded at the same time, which would be nice, I think. So the city has gone into lockdown. Actually, the whole province has gone into lockdown. How are you guys doing? Are you guys doing your online lectures? Have you gone through the videos? Are you frustrated as much as I am? Manahil, did you get the response I gave for your queries? Did you understand what was going on, or are you still confused about some of that? The second one, which was about the student asking questions. Hmm. Let me see if I can pull that up. Where's your mail? There we go. Well, so this was the problem, right? The first one was there exists x such that s of x and for all y f of y implies negation ask x y. That was the first one. The other one was there exists x s of x and for all y f of y negation a x y. This was the problem. Oh, it's in reverse. I did not. What about midterm? Will it be, sir, what about midterm? Will it be taken online or be given assignments instead? I don't know, Arsalan. I honestly, hi Jafar. Um, okay, firstly, the video is mirrored, so even if I write anything, that would be useless to write, so I'm not gonna try anything. Which is strange because I've usually done this and this doesn't happen this way. Anyway, as far as the midterm question is concerned, I honestly don't know. My plan was that if regular classes start, then I will take some in class quizzes or call you on some extra day, perhaps Saturday or Sunday, and take your midterm, perhaps a smaller midterm, not 2 hours long, just a 1 hour long midterm. And that's also something I'll still plan to do if classes resume. To be honest, however, I don't see classes resuming anytime soon. Um, what do you guys think? This situation doesn't seem like a situation to me that's going away anytime soon. Our, if we follow why? Because I want to be optimistic, but the thing is that as far as the data is concerned, as far as the situation is concerned in other countries, it's I don't see this changing because if we are in let's consider the best case scenario. In the best case scenario, we stay locked down for a couple of weeks. The number of new cases starts dropping. Um, and let's say after 3 4 weeks we have no new cases, right? So if we don't have new cases, let's suppose we get out of lockdown and let's even say classes resume, who's to say that infections won't start spreading again? Because with a thing like this, it's already out there, right? People are infected, and once people start going out again, once people start interacting again, you uh, will be back to square one. So let me just read your messages. You are right, but will this will delay the semester? I think the only way the semester can end on time if the remaining semester is shifted completely online, or if it's if we lose the summer semester but end the spring semester in summers. For me, honestly, that looks like the best case scenario. I don't see how we're ever going back to at least the classroom classes this semester, or I don't know. Yes, it's spreading everywhere. Punjab is locked down too. Lockdown is for 2 days yet. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, if you look at other countries, if you so we're a bit away from other countries in that we've started getting. Sorry, I got distracted. Where was I? Yeah, so as far as other countries are concerned, we are a bit uh, delayed from them in that the first case started late, appeared later than in other countries. But if you look at the trajectory of the other countries, um, things don't really look well right now. Italy, China, South Korea, France, all of them, Spain, even USA has started increasing. The cases, confirmed cases in USA have started increasing a lot, like in overnight, and even because as soon as they started testing, they realized there's so many cases. So I don't see how we're going to avoid all of that. It's probably going to be the same trajectory for us as well. Wouldn't losing summer be the best option because we're not studying effectively these days? I tend to agree with you, Jafar. Um, but again, that's not my decision to make, nor is it your decision to make. But rest assured, we are communicating the same messages that you are to us, and we are trying our best to make sure that we don't, compromise on the integrity of our courses as much as possible, to the extent that is possible given the current circumstances. Pakistan is on its way of destruction if people still don't follow the right steps. I agree, and I honestly think a lot of damage has already been done given how late we were in responding to this whole thing. I'm actually quite pleased with the Sindh government that they're not listening to Imran Khan on this. Imran Khan is still insisting that we don't need a lockdown, but I genuinely do believe we needed a lockdown. And this was the only way of making sure people stayed in their houses and didn't go out. And because even yesterday I went out to get some medicines, I've been locked down in my house since at least the last 3, 4 days and have been avoiding going out unnecessarily and have been making sure my family stays inside. But yesterday, when I went out to get some medicines, I saw nothing had really changed. People were not taking this seriously. But some people need the summer semester to catch up on courses. Yes, that is true. And I, I don't know. Uh, yeah, that's a consideration that would need to be made. But if we do lose the summer semester, there's honestly not much that can be done. Because courses like DM and OOP are very important for our future development, and online methods are not contributing effectively in our growth. I agree, there's really no substitute, no real substitute to on classroom teaching. And the best that we can do is, I was, by the way, I was thinking that instead of wasting my time on these, making these recorded lectures, why don't I just find some good discrete math courses online? I'm sure MIT has some, I'm sure Coursera or edX has some, and I can just give you links to those, and you can view those videos instead of me spending time making those videos, and then we can discuss them in a live session like this. From your experience at IBA, what is the most probable option IBA will take? That's a interesting question because IBA is a very top-down institute. There are a few people who tend to make the key decisions, and one of them, of course, is the executive director, and we have a new executive director. And so it depends on, I don't know, it depends on what they think is the best way forward. It depends on, I don't know what IB will decide to go with. But at the same time, I would like to ensure you that IBA is making sure that whatever decision it makes, it's for the best possible, you know, it's for the best for the students. I miss her. Yeah, sir. Share some playlists and courses. Yeah, I'll do that. Hamad, I miss our classroom experience. Yep, same. It will be better, I think, if you can share already recorded lectures. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Um, I'll have to look for some courses. If you guys can also find some nice courses online, that would be great. I will also look for them in the MIT website, Coursera website, whatever I can find. Dr. Gunny will surely look for students. Yes, that's true. And yeah, all the faculty is trying to look out for the students. Let's see what happens. I have some 4 YouTube playlists of TF. That's nice. You can share with us. Yeah, that's my primary concern with these online courses and online pre-recorded material, which is that they tend to have more material than I would like to cover, or they tend to have less material than I would like to cover. But obviously, that's a compromise that we'll have to make at this time. Like these topics are not, yeah, so I don't know. At this point, I'm even willing to tinker with the course outline a bit if it's possible. Sir, what about Harvard X? I think they're offering free courses on edX like CS50. I looked into it, and CS50 was the best online course I've ever watched. Yeah, CS50 is very well made. I've looked into it as well. Yeah, I agree. We can check that out. What's the? Are you familiar with the topics that they teach in CS50? I'm not entirely familiar with CS50. I remember looking at these courses. Like CS50 is nothing new. I've seen, I think, variations of it before. I'm not sure if it's still the same course. Let's see. What's CS50? Introduction to Computer Science from Harvard University. What you'll learn. Where's the course outline? Dun, dun, dun. Is there a course outline? A broad and robust understanding of computer science and programming, how to think algorithmically and solve programming problems, concepts like abstraction, algorithms, data structures, encapsulation, resource management, security, software engineering, and web development, familiarity in a number of languages, including C, Python, SQL, JavaScript, how to engage with a vibrant community of blah, 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 how to develop and present a final project. Okay. And it's 4 weeks long. I mean, their learning objectives are quite expansive, so I'm not sure how their course is structured. Not related to TM. Okay. Can IBA make courses like CS50? I think it will take some time for IBA to develop that capability since most of the faculty, including myself, is just learning now how to shift their content online. More focused towards programming. Okay, that makes sense. There was a course, by the way, which is very closely related to um, discrete mathematics for computer science. It's on MIT OCW. You can check that out. I was actually planning on using that as a resource for our course, but that's a bit more advanced than what I was planning to look into. Hold on, I'll send you a link. Um, Here you go. Let's see if they have video lectures. Yep, they have video lectures. So introduction, proofs, induction, strong induction. We haven't done induction yet. It's a bit more advanced than our course. It contains some of the same things, but not all of them. So I don't know. Maybe this is something that we can look into. Maybe I can reference a couple of videos. The first lecture one, introduction and proofs, would be applicable for you. Induction is not something we've done. Strong induction is not something we've done. Number theory, I was planning on doing after algorithms. Graph theory we haven't done. Matching problems is something string matching we've done. I'm not sure if that's the same, but yeah.
The Google Assistant has been disabled by your account administrator.
Okay.
To continue, please.
Shut up. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Wait, where's my video? Is it still working? Doesn't matter. How long is it? I'm not sure. What's your question? What are you asking about? So my friends of Dr. Nasir Toyed have completed like 6 chapters and know a lot about the course. How much will we? I don't know. I was planning on taking a different trajectory than Dr. Nasir. I spent much more time on chapter one, and I did some of the things that he skipped. So I don't know. I don't know, Jafar. These are questions that currently I have no answer to. I wish I had more clarity than that, but nope. What are some fun things to do during lockdown? That's a good question. Now I'm getting good questions. So I was planning on increasing my reading. I'm not sure how great of an idea that would be for you, but I wanted to read some more books, get some more. Uh, I was also planning. I had several ideas, but I've just not had the motivation to implement those ideas. One of the ideas was I was going to paint my room, but since everything is shut down, I can't even go out and get paint. So that's out of the picture. I was thinking of increasing my reading. I have been, honestly, the only thing I've done, the best thing I did, by the way, I got a Chromecast and I set it up with my TV and I brought a Netflix subscription and I've been doing that for the last week or so. I've been binging on movies and TV shows just like Jafar is. Yeah. So, yep, yep. That. What sort of stuff do I read? I don't know if I can show you some of my, let's see if the video feed works. I can perhaps show you my books. Dun, dun, dun. The video feed has stopped for some reason. I don't know why. Let me check. Stop connect. Okay. Okay. Are we back? Okay, we're back. So, I have several, say, primer on philosophy. What else? I really like Kamila Shamsi in The City by the Sea. I'm really sad that this video is not not correct, but sure. That's Kamila Shamsi. What else? I was also planning on reading this. God of Small Things. I don't know if you any of you've read these. If you've read these, by the way, I would like if you can tell me if they're worth the effort or not. I was also hoping to read this. Yeah. The rest I've already read. I've got some other Kamila Shamsi books that I've read. Broken Verses. What else? Salt and Saffron. I didn't really like Salt and Saffron. I've of course done all of the Ice and Fire, George R. R. Martin series, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Mohsin Hamid, Case of Exploding Mangoes, Thousand Splendid Sun is good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot of reviews. I've heard that it's great. I just haven't had the time to look into it yet. There's also this, which was highly recommended to me, White Mughals by William Dalrymple. Yes, Jaffer, you should start reading more books. Get out of your discrete math playlists on YouTube. What else? Do I have any Harry Potter fans in here? Or is that just me? Oh, great. Potterheads. That's nice. This, by the way, I highly recommend Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Amazing, amazing book. White Mughals looks interesting. Yeah, it looks interesting. I haven't read it. It says love and betrayal in 18th century India. I highly recommend one Kamila Shamsi book, which was, I don't have it right now, but I think it was Burnt Shadows or something like that. I have read Harry Potter. Oh, yeah, nice. Maybe we can have like a Potterhead podcast the next time. It is मेरे ancestors की history है White Mughals. Okay. Have you read it? What ancestors? What are you talking about? Have you watched Cosmos or Space and Time Odyssey? Yup. Yes, I've seen it. I didn't see it on Geo on Nat Geo. I saw it. I like downloaded it and of course I pirated it and saw it. It's really nice. I recommend that too. Neil deGrasse Tyson. What else? This is of course one of the classics if you haven't read Animal Farm. Yes. Torrance Rock. Okay, I'm not going to. YouTube might ban me for saying stuff like that. So I don't know. Not going to encourage this behavior. सर आप सिर्फ पढ़ते हैं या स्पोर्ट्स ही फॉलो करते हैं आई फॉलो टेनिस वेरी रिलीजियसली एंड आई एम रियली सैड दैट टेनिस हैज बीन कैंसल्ड I play tennis, I watch tennis, I follow cricket as far as online ESPN Cricket Info commentary is concerned. I don't really, I only watch matches which are, I don't know, maybe some World Cup matches, maybe some test match, the end. I don't follow cricket very well. I follow it, I follow the scores, I follow the developments, but I don't watch it on TV, but I watch tennis matches. Favorite tennis player? I have three favorite tennis players. I have all of the big three are my favorite. Of course, Roger Federer is a all-time favorite. Then Nadal. I was your conventional Roger Federer fan who did not like Nadal just because, you know, because of the rivalry. But I have started to like Nadal a lot these days. So yeah, and of course, Mr. Novak Djokovic, who just is a monster of a player and so difficult to beat. I hate him for when he makes Federer lose, but yeah, what can you do? Yes, Saad, I do play tennis. I'm also sad that I can't go to IB anymore because I can't use the tennis courts. That's one of the reasons I'm sad. Mario Puzo is great. Fool's Die. I haven't read this one, but I have read The Godfather. I'm not sure if you've seen The Godfather, the movie. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not into tennis, but really like all of them you mentioned. Yeah. I don't know what you're laughing at. Other books as well. Let's see. All of the other books are in the other room, I think. What do you guys read? Do you have any book recommendations for me? Oh, of course, Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's a favorite. That's great. What do you think? What do you think about IB after 10 years? What do you mean? Don't ask me controversial questions, Jaffer. Sir, have you read some good books in humor? Catch 22. Let me just write the tip, and I'm forgetting the name of this book. I think I have it on my Kindle, but I no, I don't know where it is. But it was also similar to Catch 22. हमाद मुझे अपना नहीं पता कि मैं 10 साल में कहूँगा मुझे आईबी का क्या पता होगा द काइट रनर ओके I'll read that. I've been recommended that by a lot of people. आप अपने आप को अगले 5 साल में गा देखते हैं 10 साल तो बहुत दूर की बात है. Do any of you have, or especially after all of this pandemic nonsense, I don't even know things will ever be normal again. We'll have new normals. साल 1.5 साल तक जब तक वैक्सीन नहीं आ जाती तब तक तो आई हैव नो आइडिया कि क्या होगा हमारा. There's some really depressing stuff out there to read as far as our current situation is concerned. I don't know how much you've read it. नॉर्मल हो जाएगा. जाफर इज ऑप्टिमिस्टिक. जाफर कैसे नॉर्मल होगा? कैन यू show us a path towards this normalcy? Are you interested in anime? uh I'm interested in it. I have not watched any of it. बस हो जाएगा. मेरे घर वालों वाली बातें कर रहे हैं आप. कोई नहीं बेटा, टेंशन नहीं लो, सब ठीक हो जाएगा. But yeah, I have all of these books and all of these plans, but मैं कुछ कर नहीं रहा. मैं सिर्फ Netflix पे. Recently, it was by Ian M. Banks, player of games. Oh, another one. Oh yeah, I remembered the humor film. Humor. It was Slaughterhouse 5. There was also another book, sci-fi book. Oh yeah, this one I recommend very highly. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's sci-fi, it's humor, it's amazing. You really should start binging on animes. Yes, that's one option. I was really hoping to get a new skill or, read something nice, expand on my knowledge, but I think your plan is better. I'll do that. Consider watching Death Note. I've heard a lot about Death Note. Uh, sure. But I've also heard that anime seasons are like there's like I don't know hundreds of seasons, and I'm just not willing to spend that. Even though I do end up wasting that time anyway. But sure, why not? I guess that's one plan. Recursion by Blake Crouch. What's it about, Adya? Can you tell me a bit about it, or should I just go Google it? Oh, you do? Nice. You've read it. Death Note is really small, like 37 episodes. Oh, that's ये तो आज रात तक खत्म हो जाएगा. Tension ही नहीं. Is it on Netflix? Or was that too much of a burger sawal to ask? I could just torrent it, I guess. Which is illegal and I don't recommend it. Let's see if we have Death Note on Netflix. Do you guys have any favorite YouTube channels? I have this obsession with technology and I've been following this YouTube channel recently, LTT, Linus Tech Tips. Start with Death Note and then join the big league, like One Piece. Okay, One Piece has a lot of seasons, right? Oh, Death Note is on Netflix. I can watch it. Oh, it's the movie. Never mind. I've heard the movie isn't great. I'm going to watch the movie. Minute Physics is amazing. Minute Physics is nice. Very Tasty Room is nice. There's also I had a new favorite math channel, which was three blue, one brown. This is an amazing math channel. You should really watch it. One Piece has over 900. Okay, I do not have the time to do this. I am sorry for One Piece fans. I'm not gonna 900 plus. It's how? Okay, no, this is not happening. Are you a Marvel fan? Uh, I mean, I've watched all the Marvel movies. I've not. Yeah, I've seen all of them. I'm not sure if I'm a fan. But I question. Are you? Is this a trick question where you're going to say DC is better? Which I don't think it is, but sure. If I've seen all the Marvel movies and I've really liked most of them, and I've seen a couple of DC movies and I don't really like some of what they've done with their movies. DC is better than Marvel, but MCU is better than DCEU. Okay, it's definitely better than DCEU. I agree with that sentiment. I heard DC had some nice TV shows though. I've not seen any of them. Samra, were you asking about the comics or the movies? DC comics are best. Where do you read the comics? Do you buy them? Or do you have some e-comics that you download? DC TV shows are not dope. Okay. क्वेश्चंस ही खत्म हो गए हैं मेरे पास. कोई बात नहीं बेटा, जाके खाना वाना खा लो. कौन सा मैं तुम्हें क्लास में रोक के बैठा हूँ. डीसी शोज देखे हैं. ओके, आई हैव इट. Oh, have you guys seen Black Mirror? It's crazy. It's like the worst thing to watch when you're in a depressive uh, mood, such as the one we have these days. But it's really nice. Marvel's Daredevil and The Punisher are good. Okay. Yeah. True. True. Did you guys? Okay. Bye, Jafar. What's your all-time favorite movie or TV show? Like something you go back to binge on every now and then. Breakfast. Ah, that does make sense. I also have a messed up schedule these days. Sherlock, the TV show? Friends, yes. I've been binging on Friends these days. I started season one again. Big Bang Theory I really liked in the first few seasons, but then it got boring. No? It just wasn't as much fun. I just wasn't a big fan of Big Bang Theory after the first few seasons. Brooklyn Nine-Nine I've heard a lot about. I think I'll start Brooklyn Nine-Nine today. It's a good show. I've seen a couple of episodes and it's really nice. I really like it. Take a break and then start again. With Big Bang Theory, Friends I keep going back to. Gotham. Is that the TV show or are you just misspelling my name for fun? I've seen so many variations of my spelling on your, not your, but on the big exam papers I've given out. I've seen GAUTHAM to I don't know GOTAM. I watched Big Bang alongside another TV show. Yeah, it can't be your only TV show. Yes, I was about to recommend The Good Place. I really like. I haven't seen the new season, season 4, but up until season 3, it's really great. Is anyone on this? I don't know, the 6 people that are online right now. Have you done anything fun other than watch TV shows and movies in the past week? Because I really feel bad about not doing anything useful with my life. Like I've tried studying and I've just not felt motivated enough to study. It's been really bad that way. No one. No video games. Oh, which ones? It's been a long time since I've played any video game, especially since I moved to Linux. I'm sure it's available on Linux as well. Like I can make it work, but just doesn't seem worth the effort. So no one has done anything fun. We're just collectively wasting time. That's nice. That makes sense. Let's go on the Dawn website and see how many cases we have so far. 804 confirmed cases, 6 reported deaths. That's terrible. Well, we've reached 15 minutes and I don't have anything else to talk about. If there's any questions, any more difficult questions that you have, that I can answer them. You have now been made aware that I don't. I'm also not very optimistic as far as when classes will resume, if they will ever resume. So, yeah. Can you explain my question? Oh, your question about the. I'll record it and send you a video because apparently this is inverted and you can't read it properly, right? So I will make a different video and send it to you, or I might just upload it on YouTube if that's okay. Is that fine? Great. Because I can try writing here, but I don't know how to write in reverse. Like here, there exists an x such that s of x. Okay, I can't write in reverse. Well, I can, but it's very. And for all y. Yes, but this is inverted, right? Which one's inverted? I've written 2 versions. Is this inverted or this inverted? Because for me, this is inverted. Let's call this 1. Let's call this 2. Which one is correct for you? The first one or the second one? The first two are okay. Oh, wait, what? In what? On my TV, on my screen, oh, that's weird. Then I might just explain it over here. Interesting. Let's see. Cool. So there exists an x such that s of x. Let's line here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Exists an x such that s of x for all y, f of y such that negation ax y. And there was another one that exists x, s of x, and for all y, f of y implies there doesn't exist. Negate. It is not the case that axy. Just to clarify for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Manahil sent me this question, which was I think 11G from some exercise. Manahil, you can mention the chapter number, the section number, and the exercise number so that people can go back to it. The basic idea was that S of x was x is a student, f of y was faculty, y is a faculty member or a professor, and axy was x asks y a question. Maham, I will be uploading more videos soon. I plan on uploading videos on Wednesday. Thank you, Manahil. This is 1.5 question 11D. Okay, so S of x is the proposition where x is a student, f of y is the proposition where y is a faculty member or a professor, axy is x asked y a question. And the statement that we had to translate was there is a student who hasn't asked any faculty or any professor a question. And the problem that we were having was which of these is correct? Is the first one correct or is the second one correct? If we just translate this into the following, there is a student means there exists an x such that x is a student, so that's one, and so you see that there's a conjunction here, and x has not asked any professor, written as there exists x. This part is also easy. Which two statements? The first and the second one? So the first one has this conjunction in parentheses and then it's implying something. And this one has just this and it's implying something. So let's just, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain in this one. We're trying to understand why did this part into this part. Doesn't conjunction have greater priority? No, implication has greater priority. So even without the bracket, it should be C. No, I think implication has better priority, and if it doesn't, the point was that there should be a parenthesis here. This is different. Yeah. So if I break it down like this, it's very easy to see that this is just there exists x, s of x, and now I just have to translate this sentence. X has not asked any professor a question. Now, this is obviously the way to do this is to write it in some way like this, that for every professor, for every y such that y is a professor, y is faculty, this is just saying for all member or a professor, then this implies that negation of axy, that x has not asked y a question. So this bit is easy to see. Now the question is, why are they not the same? And they're not the same. Let's see. Let's just write the part s of x, and for all y, f of y implies. First, let's see why they are different. They are different because if I write the other statement, let's consider this statement, and the other statement, s of x, and for all y, f of y implies negation of axy. They are different because this, in this case, this implication depends only on this one. So when this is true, this is true. However, in this one, it's not enough for this to be true. For this implication, for you to consider if the other one is true or not, you have to look at the truth and falsity value of this entire thing. And that's different because you have a compound statement now. Student is x, and for all y, f of y, which means it's something like this, that it says, let's suppose the case when this is true. Let's suppose the case when this is true, right? This is true and this is false. In this case, what happens, right? This is true and this is false. In this case, what happens is we're talking about all the faculty members, but we're talking about this person who is not a student. And in this case, the implication doesn't hold. Let's consider false true, true true, true false, and false false. Let's consider this particular case. What this particular case is saying is that student is x, so x is a student, and for all y, f of y, if you take the conjunction between these two, you get this is false, this is true, this is false, this is false. In all, then you see, well, both of them are true, therefore this is not true. On the other hand, if you look at this statement, just s of x, even when this is true, so let's consider this true, this false, false, true, 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 and true, sorry, which one's left? False, false. In this case, you consider this implication in two different cases. First, in this case, because conjunction, you don't need the conjunction, you just need the truth value for this. And you consider it in these two cases. Sir, I just looked up, according to the book, these two statements are the same. Well, let's consider that there's a parenthesis here. So let's not consider, we're considering this case, where the different and this is different. Like when the order of precedence matters, right? And so they're obviously not the same if I just consider the truth value of this for this implication. So true, true. In both of these cases, I'll consider what's happening here. And so this case is when x is not a student, and in this case, when x is a student. When x is not a student, obviously, this doesn't matter whether they've asked a faculty member or not, right? Because that's I don't know, it's a frivolous statement. So you will have different truth and falsity values for both of these statements. So that's the first thing, that they're different. So we established they are, if the parentheses are different statement, then you want to find a statement that can be translated exactly as the statement that you were looking for. The statement was, there is a student So this needs to be true. You don't need to have a case like, you don't want to be stuck in a case like this where it's not a student. So you have to make sure it is a student, right? So there is a student. So right at the start, you need to assert this, that there is a student, that there exists X such that S of X. This is the statement that you're making. You're not making a statement about there exists X such that X is not a student, right? But in the first statement, that case does get considered. Dum, dum, dum. In the first statement, if I put there exists X here, there exists X here. Sorry, in the second statement, this does get considered, that S of X is not a student. It still ends up saying something about the case when S of X is not a student, and we don't want to say anything about any faculty member a question. So it's a student, and I'm now going to say something about the student. And the thing that I want to say something about the student is that I want to translate the statement, not asked any faculty member. So if you can translate just that bit, that he's not asked a student, sorry about the video shaking so much. So this is the correct structure of the statement. This is not the correct structure. If you look at this statement in its entirety, what's happening is the statement is about an implication rather than a particular student. This statement is about a student and something about that student. This statement is just talking about, if this whole conjunction were true, then this will be true. But we are saying that there is a student. So we don't want to consider the case when they were not a student. I'm not entirely sure if any of that made sense to you. But yeah, that's about it. If you want, I recommend that you make a truth table and see that in this particular case, in these two cases, when you are having different truth values, this is false here and this is true here. And in this particular case, when you're looking at just this implication, then consider, oh, great, makes sense. Well, Anil is happy, so I guess I'm done. For the rest of you, you can look at the question and try working it out on your own. Quick. Anything else? Wow, we have almost covered the length of one class, 1 hour, 7 minutes. At this point, I will pretend to take the second attendance, and you guys can look at me frustrated that why is to catch up. Hopefully, next week we'll talk about I don't know, some video lecture. I will make a video lecture like this and just post it. I think that would be a good exercise to do. All right. I might do this same thing on Wednesday, but I'll be recording a video lecture with it, or I'll just send a, I don't know, playlist or course that you can see on your own. Nope, nothing further. Still 5 viewers here. Oh, are you all busy packing your bags? Is that what's it? Okay then. Bye.